Welcome to the Plant Trainers Podcast, where we're helping people improve their quality of life through nutrition and fitness. And now, your hosts, nutrition and wellness coaches, international speakers, Adam and Shoshana Chaim.
Hey, I'm Adam Chaim.
And I'm Shoshana Chaim, and we are
Propelled by Plants. Today we bring to you episode 472, Treating a Sunburn with Us.
In this episode of the Plant Trainers Podcast, we talk about dealing with sunburns. Obviously, prevention is the key to sunburns, but what do you do when the sun has got to you and you end up looking like a complete lobster or worse? Random red burns all over your body, probably shaped like hens or horses or fireworks, marks from your bathing suits or t-shirts or bra straps. What are you going to do to make sure that your skin is healthy? So we are going to talk about our top things to help you without toxicity and creating more oxidative stress.
Lots of great tips in this one to help you stay healthy this summer and avoid those sunburns. Enjoy the show.
Hey everyone, now it's more important than ever to stay close and connected to us as we're going to be making some changes here at Plant Trainers. So please head over to planttrainers.com and get our plant-based comfort foods recipe book for free. That's a $14.99 value just by signing up for our newsletter so that you can know what changes are, because we want to make sure that we stay in touch.
And now for a moment of gratitude.
Because we've pre-recorded and preset all of these summer episodes, we would like you to take a moment and think about what you're grateful for. Of course, we're always grateful for you. All right, everybody, we are talking about sunburns. And of course, logically, the most practical thing to do is not get a sunburn in the first place.
Obviously. I mean, summer's the time, or spring's the time where people are getting outside more often and the sun is strong, and the sun has been getting a lot stronger since the environment has changed. And some people really need to understand the importance and know how to protect themselves.
Definitely. The other thing that I want everybody to think about is if you're doing traveling this summer or even in the future, not all sun is the same in different regions of the world. Of course, we know it is the same physical sun, but the way that it hits that area can be very different. So if you're used to a sun in Florida or Cuba and then you go to Mexico, those sun rays are going to hit you a lot harder and your chances of getting burned are much more. So, of course, wear a hat. Wear clothes that cover you up. Stay in the shade when you can. Stay hydrated, which is another...
I think staying hydrated is more important, actually, than people realize. And people don't really think about drinking enough water during the summer. Yeah, they're hot, they're sweating. But it does help in protecting the skin and keeping it moist and hydrated. So, yeah, there's a lot of things you need to do to protect the sunburn. And once you have the sunburn, there's other things you could do. But staying hydrated is something super important for our body.
Yeah, and then, of course, if you're drinking in the sun and you're not hydrated, you're going to get all, your brain's going to get all frayed and you're going to make worse decisions and stay in the sun longer. So definitely do things to stay out of the sun as much as possible, but getting some shade. But I mean, I do like some rays and we do like some natural vitamin D. So I get that. So what happens when you are then sunburned? And a lot of people don't like sunscreen. And that's a hot topic. Is the sunscreen giving you more toxicity? Are all of these after sun care products giving you more toxicity? So how do we keep it as non-toxic and natural as possible? So a cool compress can be really good.
Soothing.
Yes, it could be soothing, taking a cool bath or shower to help your skin. It could help reduce the inflammation. Hopefully you haven't gotten to the point where your sunburn is so bad that actually hurts you.
Yeah, sometimes the shower hurts. The pressure of the water will hurt. And I know that because I burn too easily. And sometimes, unfortunately, I get into that situation. So I got to do a better job at protecting myself.
Aloe vera can be a good option as well, either after a cool compress and after that's dried off. As natural as possible. I know we have an aloe vera plant in the house. We bought that when you got burned.
2014 we got that after I burnt myself at Ironman, Texas, and that little baby plant still lives and it still grows. And no matter how many branches we rip off to squeeze out the aloe from it, it just regrows itself. It's an amazing plant to have in the house.
And you don't need to water it quite often. So that works for me as well. So it can be soothing, it could be anti-inflammatory, it could help with a lot of the pain and promote some healing. So I would definitely recommend that you don't buy it from a bottle. that you get it straight from the plant.
Get a plant. Put it in your house. It's always nice to have those kind of plants that don't take a lot of care to maintain.
We're just going to take a little break here because I want to share with you that growth is something that happens for everyone and every business. And we've been going through a lot of personal and professional growth here at Plant Trainers, and we want to stay connected with you. That's why we're giving away our plant-based comfort food ebook that's worth $14.99 for free at our website at planttrainers.com or by clicking the link in the show notes. Click on that, get on our newsletter because we're going to be making some serious changes and you need to be aware of what's going on. We look forward to connecting with you there. And now back to the show. So we talked about hydration in terms of prevention or just, in general when you're out in the sun. But after you are burnt, definitely staying hydrated as well.
Lots of water.
Water really helps the body communicate and helps to make sure that you have enough fluids going around for everything else. So that is really important.
Now, hopefully you don't get to the point where your burns are so bad that your skin starts to blister, because that's pretty brutal, right? So
yeah, you can get intense pain from that. You could get fever and infection. So if that happens, you might need to seek medical advice. I definitely say drop us an email at the first sign of it and we can try to help you along as well. But if you do need to seek medical advice,
do it.
But of course, we want to try to keep those areas as clean as possible. And I'll give you some ideas for that in a little minute, because if you don't, then chances of infection can be higher, and you want to try to keep the peeling and keep the blistering from happening. So I want to share a story because I know that the sun in Mexico is different because of our experience. We had been going away to Florida and we'd gone to Cuba a couple of times, and then we went the next year on vacation to Mexico. And I said, "Oh, not a problem. I'm a good tanner," and I was out in the sun.
I'm a good tanner.
I'm a good tanner. I did not realize.
As opposed to me, who's a good burner.
You're a good burner. I didn't realize, I didn't remember, because I hadn't been in that region for so long, how strong those rays really are. And I was drinking my Redox molecules at the time. I was actually over Easter. It was over Passover. So we were doing a 16-ounce detox. So I was drinking a ton of those redox signaling molecules. And when I got burnt, I could look in the mirror and look at my skin, and I was as red as a lobster, but I didn't feel any pain. And that sunburn that you get where even the top sheet, just a plain top sheet, makes you hurt, or wearing any clothes makes you hurt? Nothing hurt. And I took the Renew 28, the gel that I've been talking about, and I applied that to the sunburn quite a bit, and I never peeled, I never blistered. It did stay red for a couple of days, but eventually it turned into a really dark tan. But it was really helpful. It's antibacterial, it's antimicrobial, it promotes healing of the skin, it reduces the inflammation, it reduces the discomfort. So that was really, not having an aloe plant. It's for me, it's that or aloe, right? I'm not going to go to anything on the shelf in a store. It's plain aloe and the redox molecules and the Renew 28 that I'm going to use every single time. And especially if you do start to blister, either spraying the redox liquid on top or using the Renew 28 on top, if you can manage to touch, then that's going to help to reduce the chances of any infection as well. So it's really about being smart and not getting into that situation in the first place, but then really having the tools that not just block pain or not add more toxicity, but that help promote healing on the body.
Yeah, great tips. A lot to really think about. And prevention is always the best. So if you could avoid getting burnt in the first place, that's always the best thing to do. Wearing the hat, staying in the shade. But getting out in the sun is important for us. So think about that. If you do burn, those are some great tips. You could read up on them or check the links in their show notes at planttrainers.com/472 and get more information there.
Yeah, I'm happy to help at any time. And please remember that if the Redox, the ASEA, or the Renew 28 is on your mind, please don't go to Amazon. We don't know if it's fresh. We don't know if it's real. Please reach out and I'd be happy to help and coach you along there for free. So please reach out at info@planttrainers.com. Thank you all so much for listening to this edition of the Plant Trainers podcast. We want to make sure that you subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, or any other podcasting platform.
We really appreciate the feedback we receive from you. Every time we get a 5-star rating or review on iTunes from one of our fans, it really helps other people find us, just like you did.
Thanks so much to our patrons. To become a patron, visit us at patreon.com/planttrainers. Even supporting us with $1 really makes a difference in the quality of the show.
And don't forget to connect with us on Instagram and Twitter. Our handle is @PlantTrainers. Like Plant Trainers on Facebook, join our newsletter, and check out our website at planttrainers.com for awesome recipes, a list of our services, and of course, our latest podcast.
We encourage you to email your questions to info@planttrainers.com so that we can help you improve your quality of life through nutrition and fitness.
So we hope we've inspired you today. Join us again next time and have a healthy day. Or is that too corny?
It's a little cheesy.